again with Creation Bound. We're back today for another unboxing video. This week's episode is from Altus and from our favorite place in Alma. So first things first, I'm going to kind of show you what I already have out here that's not unboxed. This first lamp right here is what they call a Crystal Industries frosted glass lamp. So I haven't found this exact one online in my research. It swivels, which is really cool. It does this. See how it swivels? I don't know if y'all can actually see it doing that, but that's really cool. So this particular one I haven't found online in my research. From what we paid for it though, the ones that are kind of like this are like double or triple what we paid for this. So this was Adam's pick. He saw this in Alma a few weeks back. He really liked it. And he said as soon as we got there, if it was still there, he was going to get it. And so he got it. The next one is from Alma as well. This is an Indiana glass clear pedestal bowl, capote bowl. It's diamond point. It's really pretty. No chips, no nicks, no dings. It's Indiana glass, like I said. I had a lot of pieces with the ruby flash. I've never really seen a clear piece. And this booth was having a sale, so I snagged that at a really good deal as well. Alright, so the next things I'm going to show you came from Altus. We only got about 3 things from Altus. This first thing is a mid-century, probably 1960s, maybe 70s, but I'm figuring late 60s fur coat. I don't know what size it is. It was made in the USA. I've got to look at the brand, the maker, to do some research and find out exactly who this maker is and what they did. It is fake fur. It does need to be cleaned. So I'm not sure the size, so I'm not going to try that on to kind of show y'all what it looks like because it's not been cleaned yet. So we're going to clean that first. But vintage fashion is a big thing when reselling. And like I said, I found this stuff in Altus, and she had a lot more that I wanted to go through, but I just didn't have the money or the time to go through it all. And this was a really good deal. It comes with a hat, but I'm not sure that the hat actually goes with the jacket. I might sell it together, I might not. I haven't really decided yet. But again, I can double my money on this. It was a really good deal. Alright. Put that there. Alright, and this next thing was from Altus as well. This is just a mid-century, maybe 70s, 80s at the youngest. Little coin purse or, night clutch. The lining is in really good shape. It has a made in China sticker. It's got all these sequins and little doodaddlies. It's really cute. I didn't pay hardly anything for it. I'm actually thinking I'm going to be kind of sad to see it go because this is really cute. This reminds me of stuff that my mama had for me in my toy box when I was a kid. She used to get my aunts and my mom's stuff and their old stuff, and I had a bunch of their old toys, and I had purses and stuff like this too. I wish I still had that stuff, but I don't. Lost that a long time ago. Alright, I'm trying to hang that up. Alright, there we go. Alright, and this last thing is from Altus as well. This is the last thing I bought. This I paid a little bit, probably more than I should have. Especially since last time I told y'all that sugar and creamer bowls do not sell well. And I went out and bought a set. Well, my reasoning though, in my defense, is these are highly collectible L.E. Smith Moon and Stars Amberina, more than likely UV reactive sugar and creamer bowl set. And I might have paid a little bit more. I'm not going to make double my money, but I will make a profit off of these. They were just a really good deal, and I've seen them in there a couple of times, and I've been wanting to get them. And they never have a sale. They never have a sale in there, so I was like, yeah, I might as well go ahead and get them now, because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to snag them again. I was actually kind of curious as to why they were still there, because I thought those would have been snagged a long time ago, because the price that's on them is good for them. It's just to be able to resell, it was a little high, but that's okay. Alright, on to the next thing. Because if it doesn't sell, like I've always said, I don't mind having it. Alright. So again, that's going to be all our pieces from Altus. It was the sugar and creamer set, the fur coat and the jacket, or the fur coat and the purse. Now we're moving on to Alma. Again, we got these 2 pieces in Alma. I got this piece in Alma. This is a hand-painted wooden tray. It's been, you know, burned, wood burned. And then they got it in gold. They got it hand-painted. I noticed it when I first got it. I thought it was made in Mexico, and it might have been like a made in Mexico hand-painted tray, which I was really excited about. But then I seen that it has Monterey on there. So that shows me that it's probably a souvenir plate or tray from Monterey, California, more than likely. So I'm going to do some research on it. Either way, that's really cool. It's really kitschy. Stuff like this really resells well. And again, like I said, I buy stuff that if you don't like it, I like it. So I'll keep it. I have no problem. All right, on to our next pieces. Okay, so this piece right here is a clear depression glass fruit bowl. It is a pedestal bowl. I've got to do some research on it. It's probably a Jeanette. It's probably what they call Jeanette glass. Jeanette depression glass. I'm not 100%. I don't believe it ever had a lid, only because the way this is made right here is so flush. There's not really a lip to where a lid would have sat on that and not fell off. So I think it was always meant to have been used this way. I've got to do some research on it. I chose it because this booth was having a 50% off sale, and I've seen this piece a couple of times in there, and this time it was just too good to pass up, so I snagged it. All right. Next up is another piece that we got out of that booth that was half off. This is Adam's pick, though. This is a special type of maker that makes this and pattern. I did some research on it when we were at the actual flea market to see if it was worth what they had it marked off for. It is collectible, so he did good. Good eye. I'm not quite sure of the maker. I know it starts with an H, and I think it's 2 different names, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to do some research. But in the meantime, if you'll go to my shop, arpeddlerwagon.etsy.com, and you favorite it, whenever, these are all previews, so whenever we list it, I have all the information off the research that I do for the piece. So if you'll favorite my shop, when this does come available, you'll actually be able to go to the listing and actually see the history and exactly what maker it is. Because sometimes I don't do all the research up front. I just usually have a pretty good eye to be able to tell what is collectible glass and what is not. I have some pieces that we're going to do a video for next week that I got today that I just Google photoed it. I didn't really need to because I already knew that it was collectible. So you get kind of good at this after a while, and you can tell what is worth something and what isn't. All right, on to our next pieces. All right. Oh yeah. Alright, so these next pieces are glass candlestick holders. So I always snag these when they're a really good deal, only because these resell really well. Candlestick holders, glass, silver, it has some wax. I can get that off of there. That's not a problem, so these have been used. But they're cute little vintage crystal candlestick holders for taper candles. They resell really well, and I got a really good deal on them, so I snagged those as well. Let's see. Okay. All right. And this next piece, I had a couple of these on my shop that I have sold recently. So I had to get another one. And in that booth, they had this one, and then they had one just like the one I'd already sold. It is a glass butter dish. There's the bottom. See that cute little starburst pattern on the bottom. This is what they would call federal glass. Federal glass is kind of made during the time of depression glass. Actually, it's a little bit later. I think, honestly, I think it's like the 30s and the 40s. But this is a federal glass. See that top? Isn't that beautiful? I got to do some research to kind of get the right exact pattern that it is. And I'm hoping I find it. But it is federal glass, pressed glass. It's a butter dish. Like I said, they had one like I'd already had. But I always like to get something different. Because I do this for fun, not just a living. And so I like to add different things and new things and cool things and keep people coming back. You don't want to see the same things over and over again. I'm not one of those where it's like, oh, she's got 12 of those same things. And, you know, I might have like 12 different butter dishes, but they're all different. I like having different. And if I've sold something, every once in a while I might buy another one. But I like to keep it as different as possible right now. We'll see. The bigger I get, I'm sure I'll have multiples of everything. So, all right. Okay, on to my next things. So this piece right here is made in Australia. Made in Victoria, Australia. Here's the bottom piece. I'm going to show you that off the bat. Show you the mark on there, the maker's mark. It's porcelain. It has a pearlescent finish. Pearlescent is where, when you turn it to the light, it has that shiny texture like pearls would have. So this is the bottom of the piece that I'm just going to show you. Go ahead and put that right. Put that right over here. And then the top. Well, that was real good, Christina. I'm kind of clumsy, you guys. I guess I'm going to have to put something in front of that real quick. We'll put this. There we go. That'll keep it from falling over, I think. Alright, awesome. So this is the bottom piece, and this is the lid. So these resell really well, and this was a really good deal. This is the top piece. It's porcelain, again, pearlescent. It has little decoupage flowers on there. This actually might be hand-painted. No, it's not decoupage, it's hand painted. So those are hand painted flowers. Has gold gilding on the top. It does have some wear on the gold gilding, but not very much. So this is probably, I don't know, I'm going to have to look up the age on it. I imagine it's early, it's 1900s. It's a cheese dish. So that's a European style type of cheese dish where they would have your cheese and you would have it covered up. Because a good fine aged cheese is not meant to be refrigerated. A lot of people don't know that. It's meant to be out. And so you would cover your cheese so the bugs couldn't get on it and stuff like that. And you would have it on your table. In Europe, they eat a lot of cheese with their meals, which I couldn't live there. I'd be 200 pounds because I love cheese. All right, on to our next thing. So these next three things are all the same kind of thing. So first and foremost, this was my favorite pick of the day. I got this in Alma, Arkansas at our favorite place that we go to. This is Westmoreland. It is uranium glass. That means it is UV reactive. It glows under a black light. This was a very good deal. This is a very rare piece. The Westmoreland mark is on the bottom. I don't know if you can barely see it, but it shows up, so it is marked. And again, it is UV reactive. It's also called what they call Vaseline glass. I don't know if you would call this a true Vaseline glass because that's a little bit thinner. But this is Westmoreland UV reactive glass, so it does glow under a black light. And again, I believe those are going to as well. I do have a UV reactive flashlight I've got to get out, and I'll probably take pictures of it glowing. That way people can see that it is responsive to that. All right. And the next thing, like I said, it was butter dish day. I got 3 butter dishes, round butter dishes. Round butter dishes resell really well. I don't know what it is or why. Why the round ones do so much better than the square. I mean, the square ones do well too, but the round really go quickly. And these were highly collectible. So this next one is what they call an EAPG, which is Early American Pressed Glass. Jade butter dish with lid. It's in a pinwheel pattern. I believe this is going to be an actual imperial glass find. It does have a little small chip right there, but nothing too bad. The rest of it is in great condition. I didn't even notice that until just now because I had felt that really well to make sure it did not have it. But it does have a little chip. It's not bad. You can barely see it. It doesn't detract anything from the value or the beauty. So that's the bottom piece. And then let me get the lid. And this is the lid, you guys. Look at that beautiful lid that sits on there. Beautiful piece. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And if nobody wants to buy it because of my little chip at the price I want to pay, I want to sell it for, then I have no problem keeping it. Because it's really cute. It's not pink, but I love colored glass. I really love colored glass. And speaking of pink, why? We haven't got one pink thing, have we? Oh, but wait, there's more. Yes, you knew I had to get something pink. So this is another butter dish. This is an EAPG glass as well. I'm not quite sure of the maker. I've got to do some research on it. The funny thing is I found this in a booth that had a big sale going on. It was like 50% off. I snagged it up because it was already a good deal before the 50% off. And I didn't do a lot of research on it. I was just like, you know what? I know this is something. I know this is going to sell. It's pink, number one. Everybody loves pink. It's depression glass. I was like, and I've never seen nothing like it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to resell. So as we were walking along, I see one just like it in a case, and it has all the information about the maker, and it was like triple the price of what I paid for this. So here is the lid. This is the lid. This is pretty solid and heavy too, you guys. Again, it just sets right there. Woo, try not to snag that. It's really rough, really, really pretty. Like I said, I'm not quite sure of the maker. I got to do some research. I don't think it's Imperial glass. It doesn't have the normal pattern that Imperial glass would have. So I'm not 100% that that's what that is. It might be. But like I said, I'm going to do some research on it. Just check out my shop. Go ahead and favorite it. And then when I do get it listed, you don't even have to buy. If you just like to look at my stuff up close and you like to see the history of the pieces more in depth, I do put that in my descriptions. Again, that's arpeddlerwagon.etsy.com. Favorite my shop, and these are previews. These things should be listed within 1 to 2 weeks from this video release date. That's how I kind of like to do it. That way people, if they want to follow my shop and my YouTube, they can like, subscribe, and get the previews of the items before they even come, and then keep an eye out on my shop. Once you favorite it, it notifies you whenever I have sales or whenever I list things, and I list things every week. So I think that's all I have this time around. I didn't get too much. Make sure you're liking and subscribing because we post one every week of the flea market stuff, and also we do a video every week of our outdoor stuff. You have to forgive me. It's been a long day. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Again, this was from Altus and Alma. Until I see you next week. Bye.